See if I can get this going a little bit. Popping in. Not gonna be here long. Only got about 50 minutes, but just wanted to make use of my time because had a little schedule went awry today. Went all over the place today and throwed everything off. I was supposed to be on the road doing a podcast, but my schedule, family first, things got thrown around with my filming and things. So while I'm got a little minute, wanted to make use of my time tonight and pop on here with the Blessed Tribe, just again to say thank you, Blessed Tribe, for the support. And gonna try to, anytime I get a free moment, try to do a Q&A with the Blessed Tribe. So y'all, write down your questions as you have them and save it for the next Blessed Tribe Q&A. Now, as you know, everybody gets to watch these, but only the Blessed Tribe gets to comment and ask questions. So, and for those of you who are not in the Blessed Tribe, you'll see the little button under the video that says join if you ever want to be able to chat or ask questions on our lives. And I'll try to do it as often as possible, but so y'all kind of hold me to that every now and then. Trying to. So if you have any questions, you could put it in the chat. Mr. Gaston, give up on me and I have no question. Denise, God bless you. I'm praying for you. I'll be seeing you in the comments, and I could tell you going through some things and really, having a time. I'm praying for your peace and blessings. It's tough for me because I'm always carrying so much on my shoulders that when y'all be going through, it be draining me. So I try not to read y'all when y'all go to sobbing, and y'all go to getting down. I have to try to keep my spirits up so I can keep doing this here, because I'm going through a lot in my own life, in my personal life, and these videos get harder and harder to do every day. So trust me, when y'all be feeling a certain way, please know you're not alone. That it come for us all. It come for us all. How can wives better support their husbands? And welcome to the new Blessed Tribe members. If you're not in the tribe, you see the join button under the video. Wives supporting their husbands. I tell you, me as a husband, one of the things that I really need and is words of affirmation. Just hearing, hey, thank you for doing what you're doing. Keep it up. Like, keep up the good work. Like Bernie Mike said when on his little joke when he talking to the woman, what you want me to say? You doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Honestly, as a husband, that's what we be needing to hear. Men, husbands are very big, men in general, big on words of affirmation. And some guys try to act like they don't like it, they don't need it, but we just don't get it too often. And it's so easy to just feel like, oh, a man is doing what he's supposed to do. So you don't have to recognize that. And then it's also easy to say, hey, well, I need to be recognized too as a wife. And sometimes by not feeling like you being recognized, it may make a wife not want to recognize a husband. And sometimes what I believe is whoever in the marriage has the thought and they see that something is kind of missing, sometimes you got to initiate that and do that and then show somebody else. And y'all make sure y'all put the hashtag Q in there. I see the questions. And what are the signs God has you in protective custody? I take proper care of my looks, college educated, believer, mindful of facial expressions, already serving purpose, starting. Well, that's a sign right there. When you're doing all of that and you're not meeting the one, y'all gotta forgive them sirens. That's a sign in itself that you in protective custody. And one of the things about it though, sometimes it's just about getting out the house more. You know, being out the house 3-4 nights a week, being in different groups, serving in different areas, and just being there consistently. And then also just continuing just to love yourself, work on yourself, and building yourself. You can't really force it and control it. Right now, we're in a tough time because men aren't really approaching women like that because of social media. It's becoming very easy for men to shoot a DM. So approaching a woman is, and then seeing women lose their lives from men approaching them and them turning the man down, that's national news. So it's actually making a lot of men not want to approach a woman because not wanting to startle her, not wanting to scare her, make her think that he gonna take her life if she say no. And so men are kind of just falling back and opting to shooting a message on Instagram. And that's another reason why I would say be active on social media when you want to meet somebody. Not online dating. Social media is different. So be active online, like on Instagram, and post on your story, even if it's just a quote. Post a story every day, have your page public. I coach so many women and everybody page is private. And it's like, you know, if you're single and you want to meet somebody, you can't have a private page and be talking about, oh, I just like to keep my life private, and oh, I just don't like social media that much. It's like, that's our age, that's our world. Like, this is not our grandmother's time anymore. And so a lot of times we getting bad results because we still living on grandma rules, and grandma didn't have Instagram. And it's a lot of women I meet that's in their 30s, 40s, living like a 80-year-old. Go to work, go home. Go to work, go home. You know, and just not really tapping into the times, meaning your morals and values stay the same. They should stay the same, but just it's different ways to connect and meet people today, and that's kind of what's, you know, holding us back. When God cancels your dreams, does he want you to go in another direction? I'm going to Bible college and it's going to be intense, which requires my commitment. Well, one thing about it, I don't know if God cancels our dreams. And so sometimes things just don't work out. You know, sometimes it's life. And what we have to remember is that not everything that happens in life is God playing puppet master. You know, God is a spirit, not like a evil genius, or not like a, you know, just somebody up there, oh, let me just mess with your life, let me just move this dream. God is a spirit, you know. So it's not like a man sitting on a chair just pointing at you and say, oh, let me knock that dream out the way. And I think sometimes we think about it, you know, too literally, and when it's just life happens, like we're put on a path in life and life is gonna happen, and we can pray and we can believe and we can work, but we can't get caught up, you know, blaming everything on God. Some things is just, that is the step you took, the preparation you had, the choice you made from the place you made. And so continue to believe and walk by faith and pursue, but don't, you know, diagnose too much. Don't diagnose too much that, oh, you know, this is God, this is God, this is God, this is the devil, this is the devil, this is the devil. Because life has a natural path and course, because we're humans and we set on the course of life. All at once, all my exes just reached out to me. What does this mean? Test before blessing. You could have posted a picture. Maybe you posted a picture, or somebody said something about you, or, you know, seen about you, heard about you somewhere. But it definitely sounds like it's a test. Not sure if it's before a blessing. Not sure if it means you about to get a blessing, but it definitely sounds like a test. Hey, Tone, I just lost my daughter and mother in a 2-month span. They were all I had. Can this be an opportunity to continue to grow as a human soul and gradually go into a healthy relationship later? Rob John, bless you, bless you. Heart goes out to you, praying for you. And you here, you here, and you doing the work, you still tapping in, and that right there speaks volumes, of its own. And so the strength that you operating in, what it says to me as well is that you could be a leader for others who don't have your level of strength. For most people, that happened to them and they go all the way down. Like, I see people who lose a grandparent, lose an uncle, lose an aunt, and to where it's not as close as like an actual parent and child, daughter, and they lose it. And so, you have to think about that and realize that that's a level of strength, and it could be beneficial. You're gonna probably meet friends and family who go through something similar and they about to lose it, and you will be the one to lift them up. And yes, you will be able to step into a healthy relationship later after you heal and you ready for love. Can jealousy be a love language? I feel like my guy thinks I don't care about him because I don't get upset or jealous. Can jealousy be a love language? No, because jealousy isn't love. And if your guy feels like you may not care about him because you don't get upset and jealous, don't let that change you. Because if you let that change you, it's going to destroy your life. So don't let that change you. You keep being the way you are. And also understand that you got to sit down and talk to them. And I think what we're not doing in relationships, and y'all give me a little minute right here before y'all post any more questions. What we're not doing in relationships is we're not talking. Like we're shutting down, we're shutting down and we're not talking. And if you're gonna be in a relationship, you have to talk. And I have to talk to people about this and say, listen, when you say something to somebody, they're going to deflect. They're going to deflect. They're going to shut you up. They're going to stop you in your tracks. No human likes criticism. No human wants to be told what they're doing wrong. Nobody. But what we have to do in relationships is we have to stand firm, and we got to stand on it, and we have to say what needs to be said, and we have to make sure we are heard. And we have to take different approaches, and we have to wait until we can really get their ear. And one of the reasons why so many relationships fail is humans fail or refuse to communicate effectively. So when you try to communicate one way and you get shut down, don't just shrink and cry. And this ain't to your question, this just in general. Find another way to say it. Rob, God bless you, my brother. God bless you. Find another way to say it. And so if he says, I don't think you like me because you never get jealous, you never get whatever. The space you in, sister, that's the space I want to be in. That's the space I want to get to. I want to be able to not be in my feelings. That's a beautiful space. Don't ever let nobody bring you out of that space. But what you got to say to him, say, hey, listen. Are you listening to me? Oh, what you trying to do? Make me, what you think I'm done? You think I can't hear? You think I ain't got no ears? Listen, calm down. For one, calm down. For two, I'm asking you a question. Are you listening to me? Or you talking to me like a child? Listen, I'm gonna tell you again. You operating from your past trauma. You are operating from toxicity. What you want from me and what you are trying with me is toxic and unhealthy, and I refuse to operate from that or in that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And people get offended. Oh, you talking to me like a child. I'm a child now. Listen, I just want to make sure you hear me, because if you don't, you're going to see me walking out the door. So I'm trying to be clear. And you just have to, in whatever voice that is, whatever way that sound, you have to make sure you get the message across. But what we do is we go into our head, we get down, we start beating ourselves up, we asking ourselves all these questions, and we get stuck. All right, y'all can post your question now. Y'all can post it. Let me see how somebody. Biggest tip for all around success in life: be authentic. Be authentic. With the authenticity, the good come with it's good come with it, it's bad come with it. And there's no one person that'll like us all. It's no one person that everybody's gonna like. I mean, and so, but when you're authentic, you get what's for you. So you use your natural gifts, you use your natural personality, you be who you naturally are, and you'll get what's for you. Denise, thank you for chiming in on that right there. I've been in a group with a guy for 5 months. He's a gentleman, asks questions about my life, but he hasn't asked me out. Only seen in person 3 times. Group often meets virtually. Does he like me or just nice? Always, 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 ladies, listen to me. Always assume that a guy is just being nice. Always assume that a guy is just being nice. There are some of us as men who know that women go through a lot. There's some of us who know women are judged by their looks, by their body, who know women have childhood things that have happened, past hurt. Like, there are some men who know this. And the goal of the men is to put a smile on a woman's face. The goal of a lot of men is to make a woman smile. Just uplift her, just make her feel good about herself. It is not to flirt. It is not to get a number. It is not to make a move. Some of these men are married men. Some of these men are in a committed relationship. And they're just saying, hey, you're very pretty. Or they're just saying, hey, you have a nice smile. And if they keep it there, if the man keep it there, then all he wanted to do is just make you feel seen. Don't ever assume a man likes you or that he's flirting with you if he does not come out and say, hey, I wanted to know if you're single and if you would be open to going on a date, going out with me if you are. If he don't come out and say that, then just assume he is being nice. Do you ever get frustrated or discouraged when speaking to the youth and those who hear but don't listen, especially youth within the family that's going down the wrong path? All the time. All the time. I'll be honest with you. In a moment of transparency, my son got in trouble today in school because me and him had an exchange this morning on a text message, and I think it kind of, upset him because I put him in his place. And I say, listen, stay in a child's place. Don't be putting your nose in stuff that me and your mama might be talking about. Stay in a child's place. And that's how I believe as a parent. Child need to be a child. I'm teach about life, teach about adulthood, but don't come questioning me about adult stuff out of place now. And so I think that rubbed him the wrong way, and he went to school and he got in trouble because he felt like the teacher singled him out. The guys was talking, they whatever, and then she told him to sit down, and he was talking and playing. So he said he didn't hear her, and then she said, "Okay, come to the front and sit down." And he was like, "Okay, no problem." And she was like, "You don't need to respond, just do it." So now she in her feelings and she trying to grandstand, and so then that upset him because he Tony Gaskin the third. And one thing about me, God forgive me, Lord know my heart, I don't deal with disrespect. I don't deal with disrespect. I probably got the record on social media for the most blocked people. I don't deal with disrespect. I block 3, 4, 5 people on the YouTube comments every time I go in there. And so my son, you know, he got beside himself. And the teacher gave him 2 demerits, wrote me, called me, and I told him on the way home, I said, "Son, I'm tired of parenting." I said, "I ain't even got no punishment for you because I'm tired of parenting." I said, "I'm tired. I'm gonna let you and your mama handle this one because, you know, I don't know what's going on with you and your teacher. I'm tired of parenting." So, and it's my own son. Now, I do have a little punishment for him because I was supposed to be taking him to an event on February 4th on Saturday for the Monster Jam, and I'm gonna give it away. I'm gonna give the tickets away, sell the tickets, and I ain't taking him and his friends because I told him under no circumstances is it okay for you to back talk or be disrespectful. Even if you feel tried, you feel called out, you feel, you know, whatever, you bring that to us and you let us go to that teacher. But you, yes ma'am, and you do what she tell you to do, and then we'll address the teacher on your behalf. And so that's how I have to, you know, but it is, I get frustrated, not just with the youth, I get frustrated with adults. I be on here trying to help adults, and adults don't be wanting to listen. And I know what path they're going down. How to deal with regret. Like they say, you know, you can have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So when you have regret, you have to look at where do you need to be disciplined right now in your life. What areas of your life need discipline so that you don't have more regret? So when you have regret, you turn that regret into a lesson and let that lesson make you disciplined in the present so that you don't end up with more regret in the future. And that's going to help you. Look like that's all the questions right there. I probably missed some up higher. If you have a question, put the hashtag Q. For those of y'all not in the Blessed Tribe, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Tips for helping my 8-year-old son deal with in school. He was quiet and withdrawn at first, but now has been in several now as well. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, I see. Now we got the Parents Helping Parents course on Tony Gas Academy. We might have to make us a little parents group. Now listen to me. It is good to go on YouTube and listen to the behavior specialists, to the parenting, you know, counselors. Now a lot of them come from La La Land and be raising people that's gonna plant something somewhere and take folks out. A lot of them don't be knowing what they be talking about now. But it's good to listen. And I tell you, every parent is different. So you have to think about your personality, your child's personality. And what I do and what my wife does, like one time a boy did something to my son, and wife could have got in trouble for this. But she went up there and she was like, "Hey, did you throw Tony's lunchbox?" Boy turned red in the face. Yes. I'm his mom. Don't ever touch his lunchbox again. And walked off. And we'll go to the principal, we'll go to the teachers, And so when your son is there and he's with adults, then you got to get on them adults, because they are in charge of him. They watching over him, and he 8, so you have to be careful. You know, you have to be careful with what you tell him. And it is something that, you know, it's tough to deal with, but you're gonna have to probably work with you, a counselor, and really go ahead and come up with a strategy for his specific personality. And honestly, that's also why we put our son in private school. Not that it's perfect, but a lot of times, and they have financial aid, but the thing with private school is, in most cases, the children, when you have a child that is set up in a way that is susceptible to that happening to them, you may have to put them in an environment where the kids are majority raised better. Because when parents have that mentality that I'm going to pay extra for my child to be in an environment of higher learning, a lot of times when a parent gonna sacrifice and go broke to pay that money, that means that they're very intentional. In most cases, not every parent, but in most cases, they very intentional. And not everybody can afford private school, and a lot of people don't know that private school have financial aid, and very steep financial aid. But when your child is going through things like that, our son had eczema. So if we sent him to the public school, which he was in a public daycare, and came home doing all kind of signs, but it's because in some of those schools, if a majority of the kids' parents aren't in the home, or they working 3 jobs, or they living in a neighborhood where they go out and everybody in the neighborhood, and it's a lot of the older kids, and they smoking, they doing all this stuff, they listen to all this music, then the kids go to school with that same mentality. So when your child is susceptible to that, now if you got a different type of setup situation with your child, and they're going to be, you know, they can work the room and they know how to, you know, handle themselves, then, and public school is what you want to do, then that's what you do. But when you have a child that is different and is not going to be that tight to be like assertive and kind of, you know, work in the room, then you have to go that extra step to protect, because that could turn into something. That could really turn into something. Me and my man vote differently. Do you see that as a long-term problem? Not really, because y'all voting for the same thing. And had Trump butt in there, and his butt crazy, raggedy. Then put Biden butt in there, and he can't read the teleprompter. So it really don't matter who you vote for. We finna be in the same shambles that we in. So it's like, that's like one of y'all eat cornflakes and one of you eat Captain Crunch. I'll be honest with you. That politics is not what y'all think it is. That politics not what y'all think it is. Because at the end of the day, I heard a man say something one time. He said, do you really think the powers that be, who own all the wealth, is going to let people that they think are degenerates and people that they think is dumb and poor run their country? And when that man said that, I said, you know what? You right. It don't matter who they put in there, they gonna tell him or her what to do. Ain't that? Because Barack went in there as a Christian, and they had Barack legislate gay marriage. And gay marriage is expressly against the Christian belief. Like, the Bible talked a lot about like the gay lifestyle in the Old Testament. I don't know if I've seen it in the New Testament where it say a man and his wife, but they had Barack, who campaigned with a pastor, with a Christian pastor, Reverend Wright. He out the church of Chicago, and got right in there and just went to legislating stuff that was expressly against the Holy Bible. And is a so-called Christian, but he can't He can't, he had that power. He can't say, well, I don't believe that that's the right thing for the country. He had to do what they told him to do. Listen, playboy, this what we want put in place. This what you got to put in place. We don't care about your religious beliefs. We don't care about where you from. This what we telling you to put in place. This what you got to put in place. So that's what, so sometimes when it comes to relationships, we can't get so caught up on little stuff. We can't get so caught up on little stuff that don't really, you know, make a big difference. I used to say your politics was a foundational thing, but now seeing how you could go from a Republican to a Democrat and still be in shambles, and Democrat to Republican and still be in shambles, I'm like, yeah, y'all can have that. I'm going to Jesus. I'm gonna let y'all rock the boat. Nah, I'm going to Jesus. Ex-husband is insisting on contacting me, says he needs to talk to me. I really don't want to talk to him. What should I say in a respectful manner? Well, it's your ex-husband, okay? He need to talk to you. Y'all were married. According to the Bible, when you get a divorce, you're still married. So it's like, it's a conversation. You know, it's a conversation. Unless you was like, and just, unless you went like through to where you just talking to him and just going ruin your life, then talk to him. So, you know, talk to him. And because he might want to tell you, yeah, I want to let you know that I tested positive for that HIV. And I just want you to, you know, go get you a test because they could be suppressed. So you don't know what he want to tell you. And so it might be a warning. It might be but now, and if he get on there and he say, well, I want to talk to you about me and you, then, hey, this is not what I want to talk about. I'm not in this place. I thank you for reaching out, but I'm going to have to let you go. And then go on about your business. So, God bless you. Ladies, best place to meet a guy is in the gym. The better quality gym, the better quality men. Be sure to lift weights. Cardio machines are very isolating. I've had 4 guys try to talk to me. All right, so coming in here giving advice with that crooked dollar sign over there. That's not America there. Guys really don't be shooting they shot like that in American gyms because be a little different. And then XO, you might be over there with them hams swinging. Be over there with those short old shorts with that booty cheek hanging out the bottom. So it also depends on what you in there got on. Cause a lot of women I see in there, if I was a single man, I wouldn't try to talk to them. They be looking so focused. Okay, Euro. Guy met at the gym was off. What does it say about a man who has money, high status career, but doesn't want a woman with a lesser career or just a job? It says that he's worried about being used for his money, and he wants a woman that brings, you know, enough to the table so that he feels like she wants him for him and not for his money. And what he don't realize is that just because a woman got money don't mean she don't want him for his money. A woman with money could want a man for his money so that she can leave her job and still have enough money. So men kind of get that wrong. And what I've noticed is that it's a lot of women who are conniving and promiscuous who go and pursue high-paying jobs. It's a lot, not all, of course, not all, because the woman in here who got a high-paying job in a I am offended. Tony, you said all women who are paid high are loose. I be ready to retire every day. You know the term when you have a child out of wedlock is illegitimate child. I hate the term. I hate the term, but it's the term that they use for it. I don't, for lack of word, I'm country. I don't have another word for it. When I'm talking fast off the cuff, you know, it's a lady that went on 90 videos writing, I am so offended you said illegitimate child. It's like, I could see if I said buckwheat, B2B, nappy head child, like if I made up a word, that is the term for it. In the courthouse, I'm not gonna call my child. Well, none of us supposed to call our child out of wedlock. Duh. But that's the clinical term. That's or the whatever term. This lady went on all other videos leaving that long behind comment. But what? But what? Ma'am, I don't care what term you don't like to use. This is my page. I'm finna use the term I want to use. But what? Get out my comments. Up here, I'm 38 years old. Old enough to be a daddy. What? And so that's why I have to clear stuff up, because people be, oh, you said. But one thing I've noticed, this is one thing I've seen, is that a lot of women who want them a man for his money, they go all the way through nursing school or law school, go be a doctor of some kind of sort, just to get a man to get sat down. But they do it for that specific reason, to make men think that I don't want you for your money, I don't need you for your money. And I've had women tell me now, I done had some women tell me, Tony, I make good money, but I am tired. I'm tired of hustling. I'm tired of grinding. I want a man who can sit me down so that I can work if I want to work. I'm like, well, darn. Well, you finna pull old okie doke then. So you mean to tell me you done went to nursing school and became a whole RN to get sat down? Well, I'd be doggone. Well, I wouldn't waste my time. If I was a woman, I just did some squats. You ain't have to go to nursing school to get no man with money. You could have did some squats for that. You ain't child, you tripping. All that school work to not use it, I'd be doggone. If I go do all that school work, I'm finna work. I'm finna get my money's worth. But I see guys who go to the league or get a good paying job and they go get them a woman that's a lawyer or a doctor and sit her down. I'm like, what is the point of that? What is the point of that? That don't make no sense to me. Got all that education, child, I need you to work. I need some of that money. Are men insecure like that for real? I can't remember what you replying to, but yes. Whatever it is men insecure across the board. We all insecure. I'm trying to still get secure 16 years into marriage. I still be looking at my wife like she finna leave me. Like, girl, what you got on now? Hey, what you bending over at the gym? Hey, hold on. Now, you put a little too much hip in that TikTok. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You smiling too much. I'm still working on it. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm still working on it. I done drove my wife crazy sometimes. So now I'm just trying to. Tony got to be confident. Tony got to be. But it is, you know, it is a lot of men that go through that. Listen, I ain't got much time. I got about another 10, 11 minutes. My son get out of practice. Do you think us in our 20s should date if we are not looking for a marriage? I've been told that 24 is too young for marriage and I should have fun. Now, you got to check the source when they say have fun. And 24 is young for a marriage. And it does cause problems. Me and my wife got young, and it's a many times we have conversations like, man, did we get married too young? Like, man, do we need to take a year apart, take 2 years apart, you know, and see what it's like to be by ourselves? Like, we had those conversations, because when you get married, before you really know yourself, it does kind of cause problems later. So when they say have fun now, you got to check they resume and make sure they ain't no loose booty. Because if it's old loose booty, they talking about a different kind of fun, and that ain't kind of fun you want to have. You don't want to be out here sleeping around, running your body count up. But it's okay to date, because for one, you're not that young, and two, it's gonna take a man. Celebrate the first super chat from Miss Olivia. Hey, God bless you, Miss Olivia. And YouTube telling me what to do on here now. Give him a cue card on here. Celebrate Miss Olivia. Give him a round of applause, Miss Olivia. God bless you. And so, somebody else sent a blessing in there. I ain't see it. Lisa Scott, I'm sorry. I ain't even see that. Lisa, God bless you. Went on a date with a 50-plus guy. He believes it's okay to unwind regularly in strip clubs and stroll online looking at random women. Why do men think this is okay? Since men don't think that's okay, he think that's okay. And the men who think like that is just arrested development. That's somebody else. That's one of y'all clinical terms, but we're gonna use it. It's arrested development. He just a grown child. He a grown boy. Cause I'm gonna tell you, at 38 years old, I'm not 50. But at 38 years old, I don't like the strip club. Cause to be honest with you, that right there in the front, it's not cute. To be honest with you, like the body parts, private areas, it's not cute. That's why it's private, and that's why it normally come out in the dark. And so when I went to the strip club, and I've been in the strip club, I think 3 times in my life. Even though I can't smell nothing, it feel like I could smell something. So my nose go to, and look at them cheeks clapping. Even though I can't smell nothing, I just be, it just not, it's not appealing. Like this, it's disgusting. It's really nasty. And when I become the president, they might be like, oh, you can't come to president because you say you sell drugs. But when I come president, I'm banning strip clubs. I'm closing it down because, listen, I ain't got no daughter, but brother, I don't want your daughter on that pole. Even though you wasn't in her life, or even if you was in her life, I don't want her on that pole. I'm banning the strip clubs. Or I might just put old Ron DeSantis out of business, and I'm banning all the Florida strip clubs. I don't care. Y'all get mad with me. I'm banning it. And you come try to take my life, I'm gonna tell my son, hey, pick up where I left off and ban them strip clubs. It's nasty. And so it's just, honestly, when men get caught up in that, it's arrested development. It's what I call a porn baby. And what I mean by that is just a guy who he's just been into that his whole life. And he think that is cool. He think that's attractive. And a lot of time it's just men who don't really have a reverence or a respect for women because they haven't really lived it and like been a dog and like been the bad guy. And so they really don't process it the same. And so I don't 50 years old too, sister. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. That man will put some Visine in your coffee. You know, I heard on the crime show that you put that Visine. I don't trust no man in his 50s that like to go to strip club. I'm telling you, sis, you got to sprint away from that man. I'm telling you right now, if I would never in my life talk to that man again if I was you. 50-some years old in the strip club, man, please. Man, you crazy. Done lost your mind, 50-some years old in the strip club. Keela, God bless you. I ain't seen you in a little minute now. God bless you, Keela. Keela, I don't know if you got you a job. I don't know if your kids take care of you. You done got your saving, but anytime Keela come on here now, she gonna get on here and show out now. She gonna get on here and drop a bag on you now. Keela, God bless you now. God bless you. Thank you, Tony, for being so supportive. Women of all ages have helped me. 61. Keela, now that hairdo, what, you got your daughter up there? Cause that hairdo, let me look at you with my good eye. That hairdo and that eyebrow don't look like no 61 now. That hairdo and that eyebrow, that do not look like no 61 now. Blessing Tony and your family. Daughter 22. God bless y'all. Keela on here say she finna hurt him now. 61 what? Keela say she out here and not playing with y'all youngsters. What are your thoughts on this statistic that by 2030, that's 7 years, 50% of women will be single and childless? Do you think this is the reality for women in the future? Sister, the way it's looking as of today, it's looking like that could be a possibility. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm about to, if I had the money, if I had me a foundation and I could raise the money and get some grants to study relationships, if one of y'all know how to do that, know how to write grants and know how to get us a grant to study relationship dynamics. I actually met a lady who they had a foundation that did marriage seminars and they had a $5 million grant. I need somebody to help me out with that, because that's what I do, and we'll reverse that. We'll make it so it ain't so, but that's a whole sermon in itself. Sister, you got me going with that one. That's sad. And I'm telling you. Now, this is what I'm telling you though. The 50% that's not single and childless, meaning the 50%, the women that don't want to be single and childless, who walking with the King and doing the right thing, walking with the Lord now and doing the right thing, they're gonna get theirs. They're gonna get theirs. But now that 50% that's single and childless, who don't want to be single and childless, it's gonna be, majority of them gonna be the knuckleheads. It's gonna be it's gonna be the women that like to argue. Tony, you is getting on my nerves. I had to block another lady last night. Tony, you've been judgmental, and with the stuff you've been saying to women lately has been rude. I'm like, but what? Woman, if you don't get out my comment, I ain't never said nothing rude. Everything I say is real and coming from a place of, but what? If you don't get your sensitive behind here, you're gonna have to watch from outside the club, like Chris Brown said. I'm not finna be dealing with that. I'm on here scratching myself, giving them my hard-earned time, trying to give away the game, and you gonna come on here and holler about somebody rude? I'm finna show you rude when I sprain this finger on you. But what? I be going off in them comments. And you know, a lady wrote in, delete my account and remove me from your academy for you being rude in the comment to such and such. Listen, some women be about to bring the end out of me. I be about to act a end. You hear me? I be about to act a end. And I done ruined my brand a few times on responding to an email. I get enough. I be in that thing 3 o'clock in the morning and then have to lie like I'm an international virtual assistant, and that is 8 o'clock where the virtual assistant at. I be going on. Tony Gaskins is not. I'm like, listen, how we going to win when the women can't even take healthy help from a former dog, from a former womanizer who trying to give you the game. It's kind of like a pit bull coming up to give you some advice when you finna walk past this pit bull farm, and this pit bull coming up to tell you, hey, listen, now this is what you want to do. Now I know you ain't used to the pit bull talking, but this is what you want to do. You want to walk through here fast as you can, keep your head down, don't look nobody in the eye, and I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If one of these right here try to approach you, this is what you got to do. I want you to run like this right here. That's what I'm doing as a former dog, trying to just give you the game so you don't get played. So you do not get played. And the reason why, and this is what I try to tell people, what I'm doing in the relationship space is what Apostle Paul did in the Christian space. He was Saul, and he was snatching Christians out their home, and he was persecuting Christians. And he ran into Jesus on the road to Damascus, and his life was changed. And he started to live for the Lord. Me being a former womanizer, a former dog, all I am doing is giving away the game so you don't get played by men who think like I used to think. That's all. And you got to have thick skin. And you got to be able to listen to the truth. And the truth is going to hurt at times. Because it's going to cut. It's going to be real. It's going to be blood raw. And you got to understand that. And a lot of people don't understand that. But I got to give it to you. I got to give it to you, because I ain't doing you no good by lying to you. And I ain't doing you no good if I'm just giving you game that's gonna serve me. Like these single relationship coaches, giving you game that's gonna serve you up on a silver platter for them to knock you down. I'm giving you the game to protect you all the way around. And then here I'll be having these women in the comment, and it be like, it's so many comments. I don't never see the Blessed Tribe in there taking up for me. I said, well, boy, what the Blessed Tribe at now? Because the one crazy comment got the most likes. Ain't that how the devil work? Listen, y'all gonna get blocked fooling with me. You're gonna have to listen from the sideline. Real sisters, real talk. God bless you now. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Adrian Hart, welcome to the Blessed Tribe. What are your thoughts on passport boys going over to other countries to find women? I honestly think that it's a very, very small minority of men, but because it's so interesting, it's getting a lot of pub. But it's kind of stupid. Because this is what I try to tell you, that some men are idiots. And it's like, bro, the woman only subservient and kissing your behind because she want a green card and she wants citizenship to come to America. She going to come to America and marry you so she could get citizenship, and then she going to bring her boyfriend and her husband from that country over here. She gonna book him a flight on your credit card, and he just gonna come over here and then get in the Dreamers program or get a work visa on your company, and she gonna tell you it's her cousin, and she gonna be sliding over there wearing a mott, because them women don't want no American man for nothing other than a passport. Because everybody know Americans is seen as jerks and bullies and arrogant, and they only going over there, what they saying in so many words is, I'm going over here to this other country to get one of these women because I want a dog eye. I want her to do what I say do when I say do it. I'm gonna treat her like nothing. And it's like, them women know that. They get their little translator. What did he think? He think he's gonna be treating me. Oh, okay, I got something for him. He going to see. Watch me. It's like, ain't nobody saying that but ducks and suckers. It ain't no man who done been around the block hollering about they no passport, bro. It ain't no, it is all ducks and suckers. You crazy. I'm not finna go pluck no woman out no another country, knowing it ain't a country in the world that like America, and then think she finna come over here and be loyal. Man, please. That woman finna come over here, get her citizenship, stay married to your butt long enough, and then meet her one of her own countrymen who doing right and living right and got his head on straight over here and is first generation American over here, but his parent from where she from. She finna leave you for him. It just, people be doing some crazy stuff. Men be saying some of the craziest stuff I done ever heard. And I'm like, this here passport bro stuff is just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Natasha, God bless you now. God bless you. You see that, Joya? Those passport bros all have a certain look. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. Ducks and suckers. That's all they is. It be some crazy stuff they be saying. And then they be talking about it like it's gospel. Like, yeah, I'm a passport bro. Because the women America. My son calling me. My line might be messed up. My son calling me. I'm like, what is he calling me for? He don't see this big van down here? He probably think I'm coming down there to pick him up. See, he done got so spoiled. I dropped him off up there. And now he just got to walk down here. But he probably ain't even looked to see this 24-foot van down here. And probably want to get picked up. But see, sometimes life gets so sweet for these kids, and they just be in their own little situation, and you just got to let them figure it out. So I'm gonna just sit right on down here till he do some critical thinking and look around in this parking lot and see me, and then I got to go. Okay, it still let me talk. So this ain't like IG Live and oh raggedy IG, you get a call, that thing is done. It is seen in TV every day. Go ahead, Tony, tell them, please. That's all it is. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Neria, God bless you. And who was that song? Real Sister Talk. Please listen to Tony. I literally would not watch his videos while doing stuff I wasn't supposed to and trying to follow the logic taught by people sitting in the dark. Appreciate the work you are doing. Thank you, Angelica. Hey, God bless you now, sister. God bless you for that there testimony. And you know what? I done heard that too from some people that say that they did not want to listen to me, that they came and there was too much truth, and then they had to go on about their business. And then when they got ready, they came on back. Going on, son? Huh? Okay. Is the bathroom up there locked?
Oh yeah, you could drive me down there.
I could drive that way. Why you ain't go to it before we coming this way?
Huh?
Why you ain't go to it before?
I forgot because I was talking to Tappy and I was just walking down looking for you.
Okay. Hey. God bless y'all. Take my son to the restroom and then to the house. God bless y'all. Good talking to you. And when sometimes I get a little time from 8 to 9 when I'm with them at practice. If I'm not coaching, and after I eat my dinner, I get a little time. So I'm gonna pop on here as I can. You got to set your notifications though. I'm still in the parking lot. To those of y'all, eat driving it. Still in the parking lot. So set your notifications so you'll see when I'm going live, and I got a lot of video I've been pumping out. So what I've been doing is every time I get in the car, I've been just filming a video while I'm driving. Instead of listening to music, I just film a little video so I could put that on up. So I understand that right there. And so that's why you'll see quite a few going up like a mixtape. But God bless you, and we'll talk soon. And
my hands are so cold.
for the life coaches too. I added a payment plan for the life coaches, aspiring life coaches. I added a payment plan. So y'all, I forgot to tell you about that on Tony Gass's Academy. And because I kept getting questions about that. So that's an update for you. And tomorrow is Friday. My schedule got thrown off. I was supposed to be out of town doing a podcast. Feel terrible, had to reschedule. But the schedule got thrown off. But Saturday, I may do a Saturday school if I can find a time. We may have a Saturday school Saturday. And Saturday schools will be on just different topics from my experiences. So it might be on investing. It might be on starting a nonprofit. It might be on something else. Credit, budgeting, you know, streams of income. The Saturday schools will be off the beaten path, not necessarily relationship topics. Some of them will be relationship topics for singles or whoever, but majority of them will be on other topics. So keep an eye on that. If it is free courses on TonyGassesAcademy.com if you haven't gotten one. So at least when you get the free course, what it does is it allows you to get the emails and the updates for future events. And so y'all keep your mind. And then sometimes on Saturday school, I'm gonna have to do a Sunday school sometimes, because, well, no, I probably won't, because more people go to church on Sunday than on Saturday. But there's a few people that go in my audience that go to church on Saturday, so they say they can't be in school because they observing the Sabbath. And I'd be like, I sure hope you ain't in no other kind of sin for you to be taking that Sabbath that serious the way you can't learn. I really hope you ain't got no battery operated object, and you ain't in no kind of fornication and no kind of gossiping and backbiting, because you missing the opportunity to learn. This ain't work. This like church. It's like a different kind of sermon. But hey, God bless you. I understand y'all. Well, people need their righteousness, boy. But I'm like, please don't be skipping Saturday school, then go right and be in sin on Sunday. It's like you might as well be in class. It's a sermon, and you sitting down. This ain't no physical labor. Like, well, y'all be looking for any kind of reason to sit out or something. I'm not gonna. Now watch I get an email about this. Tony Gaskins. And I had to block a lady from the last class we had, and I was playing my gospel music, and she a Jehovah Witness, and she ain't like a lyric that the gospel singer said, and she say she a Christian. She said that the man said Jesus is God. I say, so that background music, you supposed to be writing in your notebook right now. What you listening so hard to the man singing, and the man Nigerian? You can't even understand what he said. He said it with an accent. That man probably said Jesus is the king or something. Jesus is the lamb. It's like he got an accent. I say, what? And so this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Women, a lot of them get on my nerve. If the Lord let somebody come offer me, if somebody offered me $5 million for my mentor.life because they got a plan to grow it, I might retire from this here life coaching. I'm trying to tell you. And just do real estate. Because, boy, it be wearing me down. Be out here trying to help. Hey, God bless you, though. I'm about to drive. I got to go. God bless you. We'll talk soon.